Good morning, everyone. Sorry, we're getting started a little bit late, some technical difficulties. Welcome to Creating Peace, one documentary at a time with Emmanuel Itier, humanitarian filmmaker, wonderlandentgroup.net. You can learn more there. Welcome, Emmanuel. Where are you connecting from today?
Well, hello everybody. I'm connecting from Goleta, which is the adjacent city of Santa Barbara in California. And it's a little bit of hazy morning, little bit of cloudy. It's nice. I love it. It's chilling.
Oh, that's great. It looks like you're connecting from outer space with your background there.
I'm always out of space, but actually behind me, it's kind of a molecule of water, which is the topic of the last documentary I just directed called H2O, The Intelligence of Water. So that's maybe why I'm in water. I'm floating in water. But we are all, the world is made of 70% of water. We are made of 70% of water. So there is definitely an organic relationship between H2O and ourselves.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I'm Charissa Sims, live event host for Humanities Team, a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization whose mission is to make conscious living prevalent worldwide by 2040. And I'm coming to you live from Lafayette, Colorado. I also want to welcome Emmanuel's audience, those streaming live through the Humanities Team Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and the Stream Plus members that are here in the green room with us. Thank you so much for being members. We're honored to have you and for being on camera. I wanted to do a special shout out to the Sign Network with John and Summer Raymer at sign.network. Because this is a live program, this is an incredible opportunity to get your questions answered by Emmanuel. We will have time also for comments. If you've watched any of his incredibly inspiring movies, try to get your question in within the first 30 to 40 minutes of the program and post it in the chat wherever you're watching, and you may get your question answered. And let me share a little bit about Emmanuel. Emmanuel Itier is a humanitarian filmmaker focused on making peace, one documentary at a time. He was born in France and has been living in Santa Barbara for the last 35 years. On top of being a filmmaker, he also is a journalist for French and US media. Finally, he is a sales and acquisition consultant for several Hollywood and French distribution companies. He has three sons, Felix, Max, and Rex. So happy to be with you and connect, Emmanuel.
Absolutely. Happy to be here in oneness. We're all connected. On a molecular level, quantum physics shows up. We are a wide assemble of molecules all intertwined. So I'm united to you, people. Love you.
Thank you for saying that. It's so beautiful to feel that connection and oneness, with our guests and with all beings and water. And I'm bringing back warm memories of Goleta and Santa Barbara when I used to go to school there at UCSB. So it's beautiful bringing that ocean coastal energy to this interview. So, how did you start being a filmmaker? I'd love to hear your story.
It's a little bit of a maddening one. So I was 15 years old. I was in a class of math, and I was a terrible student. I never liked studying for some reason. I love studying in a very organic way, meaning I love to be on the road and meeting people and interacting, but I don't like to be stuck in a classroom and looking at a board. But anyway, that was one of these days. I was 15, looking at that teacher demonstrating some geometry type of formula, and my brain, for some reason, analyzed that and translated it into a poem. So I started to write a poem in a class of math. And that same
Oh,
night, I dreamt the poem in vivid images, like a short movies. And at that time, I was really, I'm kind of the generation that was raised by working parents in front of the TV. So my view of the world was through images. So in any case, in a short answer, I started to direct when I was 15 found a video camera, did my first short at that age, and I haven't stopped since then. And now, I'm 58, so almost 45 years after that, I basically direct documentaries about big subjects like God, women, economics, water. I'm doing one on men right now. But I do also drama. I did a few horror movies, action movies, commercials, advertising. So I love studying the reason that make us who we are. How can we better ourselves? How can we make this beautiful puzzle of 8 billion people work in a better harmony? Because for me, there is no sense of competition. We're all unique prototype. We all have unique skills, and all these skills are complementary to each other. So it's how can we put each other back into a relationship where we help each other, we are of service to each other, we are the healer, the savior of each other. I think if everybody would wake up in the morning and say, hey, what can I do for you? It will be a different planet. Right now, everybody's waking up and everybody's scared like crap, and so they stay in bed, or they are scared like crap and they are very angry and they are very aggressive, and then some others just snap and are full of violence and bitterness. And it's sad because we have all the tools, all the resources in the world, all the money, everything to have a beautiful planet, and we don't. We have a planet at war with itself, and it's sad. And the reason is also we have no leadership. Look at the leadership. What type of leadership is that today in America, in France, in anywhere? It's a wild west. It's Mad Max. It's Zombieland. So it's like, really, people aren't too tired of being broke and dying? You need to wake up. We need to have an international re-evolution. A re-evolution means that we need to liberate our mind, realize we are free spirits. Spirit come from espiritu, which means the breath. We need to breath each other love and peace and action. And that's the times are here right now. So wake up, people. Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm so glad that you ended that commentary on the positive because, because I think that's so important to have that fire in us. What can we do? What can one person do? And I'd love to go back to you beginning as a filmmaker at 15. What was your first movie?
It was called The Cage, and it's like ironic because indeed I was in a cage. Mine was in that little mind jail where I wanted to escape, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
I see. So you didn't feel like you were literally in a cage like at school, but
yeah, I felt like I was in my mind jail, meaning I didn't know what to do with myself. And then finally, by doing what I did, meaning making movies, that's how I freed myself. That's how I became who I am. So the first movie was it was inspired by a movie called Birdie from Alan Parker with Matthew Modine and Nicolas Cage. It's about a guy coming back from the Vietnam War and passing for a bird. And it was inspired also by Pink Floyd, The Wall. And so it's kind of it's a short, it's like 3 minutes and or 4 minutes, and it's about a guy kind of committing suicide, but suicide to be better reborn. So it's a metaphor, And that. But by the way,
wow, that's really inspiring. I know that song, Pink Floyd, The Wall, is really inspiring. Well, we do have a question from our audience, from Guranam. How do all the people of consciousness that have all been awakened truly get together to build the world that works for all? We are all operating in small pockets. What's the next step? True community.
Very easy. It's 3 words. Run for office. Run for office. Just don't accept what's going on right now. Don't tolerate that we are led by liars, by cheaters, by criminals. No way. Run for office, whether your office is your school district, it's your city, it's becoming president of the USA, whatever. Just become peace in action. The problem is we have been talking and thinking way too much, and now we need to do the revolution.
Okay. Okay. Interesting advice. Okay. Run for office, get into politics. So, do you have experience with this, running
Yeah,
for office?
politics, by the way, come from politics, which means working for the people, for the city. And yes, I did run for office. I ran for president of France 2 years ago.
Oh,
Uh,
how exciting. How was that experience?
it was terrible and great. Terrible in the sense where, well, I didn't get elected, so we have the miserable state of Europe right now. If I'd been elected, it would be a different type of Europe and it would be a different type of world because I would force people to join forces and just stop all the wars, all the misery, all the poverty. Again, we have all the resources. What we don't have is any leadership right now. We have morons, we have criminals, we have crooks. That's all we have. I mean, look at the horrible, scammy alliance that's being right now constructed between Trump, Putin, and Xi Jinping. It's monstrous, and it's going to take decades for us to counter-strike that. And that's why I'm going to run for president of France again in 2 years, and maybe this time I'll be elected because
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
the
That's
first one, the Iron Fist, to force people to work together. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of
mm,
people dying. I'm tired of seeing poverty, of children being unfed, of women being sex exploited. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
mm. Yeah, I feel your passion. So, how can we as individuals or as a community find that leader within us?
You are it. You are the leader.
You already are it. Okay.
Of course, it's about you. You know, it's about you being involved. Again, run for office. Stop waiting for the Messiah. It's not coming.
Yeah.
God is all and all is God. Which means that basically we are all the divine. We are all the solutions. And we are the solution when we choose to put that solution in action. And right now we are waiting. We are waiting and praying and we are meditating. That's enough. Stop your meditation. Stop your prayers. Become action. So that's it. Run for office.
Mm. Well, thank you. Thank you for that advice. How did you get into journalism in the music and film industry?
Like everything in my life, it's all about being connected to what the molecules, the universe is calling me to do. And it's very funny because I got a call when I had moved in the USA in 1988 of a friend saying, "Hey, look, you've got this magazine that was looking for a US correspondent. Call them, you need a job and make your way." And I made my way. You know, I think that's what we have to do in life. We have to make our own ways. Don't follow a path, create a path.
Mm.
It's all
Yeah.
about creation. It's all about uh, refusing to accept what's it, become it. You know, just create,
Mm.
create a new path, create a new way.
Yeah. And
The,
that's the divinity within us. When we create, we are creating from that divinity, don't you think?
yeah, it's like the A.J. Must saying, you know, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. And that's exactly that. You have to become the way. You have to
Mm.
be the leader. You have to become the path. And
Mhm.
that's how we eventually uplift humanity by really all of us waking up and leading. So become the leader of your own way, of your own life.
Yes, very inspiring. So, how did the idea of doing humanitarian documentaries come to you?
Another existentialist crisis was actually I had my firstborn son some 25 years ago, and I was driving to LA, and I was in a situation where I wanted to do documentaries, but I didn't know what topic to choose. And suddenly it was boiling within, and I look up and I swore to the universe, and immediately I got that revelation in a way that my first subject for a documentary was going to be a study of the notion of God. And when I say notion, it's very important because again, God is all and all is God. There's no notion of it. People who think it's a dude in the clouds making the weather are very naive. I mean, I respect them, but they are very naive. It's not. We don't know. It's molecules intertwined and creating what we have in front of us and what we don't see in front of us. That's God. So that's what I did. I did for 4 years a study of that notion through spirituality, religion, science. I met with the biggest priests, imam, rabbis, Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, Michael Beckwith, Archbishop Desmond Tutu in South Africa. I did the work, and that's the thing in life. You have to do the work, Don't be lazy, Again, too lazy sometimes. They expect everything to come to them. It's like, no, nothing's going to come to you. You have to go to it. You have to seek your destiny. I think we're all born with a fate, and the fate is that we don't decide who we are, what type of skill, what type of intelligence, sex, culture, religion. But you can do something. You can achieve a destiny. You've got choices. You are a free spirit. Again, you're a free breath. So go and find your destiny. Enough. Just wake up.
And what was the name of your first documentary you came out with?
It was called The Invocation. And
The Invocation.
Initially, it was called Looking for God. And I was scared of the title because I thought I was going to scare too many people with the title of this. And I'm again, very inclusive and very uniting. I think you conquer by uniting, not by dividing. And I looked for the origin of the word God. The origin of the word God is a Pan-Germano-European verb, which means to invoke. And so that's why I call it the invocation, because it's invoking you, invoking myself or self to be better, to build something, to evolve, to reinvent ourselves. So that's the invocation. That's the notion of God to me. It's invoking, creating.
Yes. And we do have that movie on Stream Plus, and I love that name.
Yeah, I thank Humanities team. All of my movies are on your beautiful platform, including the last one, H2O, The Intelligence of Water. So please go watch it, subscribe. These are really tools for humanity to, again, try to understand how it works. What is at work right now?
Yeah, let's play a clip from Stream Plus. And this is sourced from H2O, The Intelligence of Water. Can we play that first clip?
What was it Benjamin Franklin said? We only know the worth of water when the well is dry. We kind of take it for granted. You're used to it. You turn on the tap and out comes the water, and it's usually okay to drink.
I feel a little sad that if you read a book on cell biology, you can almost not find the word water in the index of the book.
In conventional science, it was pretty standard to just consider water as a passive medium.
Merely the background carrier of the more important molecules of life. It's the stuff that fills the bathtub, doesn't do anything, just sits there.
No molecular structuring, no intelligence or responsiveness.
The thing about magic is you can be so used to it you don't even see magic anymore. You get accustomed to it. And one of the best examples of that is water.
Water changes from a liquid to frozen to a vapor. And if we could all be malleable like that to our environment, to our life, we'd be much happier people.
We all grow up learning that there are three phases of water: the solid ice and the liquid and the vapor. We discovered a fourth phase of water. The fourth phase of water is required for practically everything the cell does.
Water has certain quantum mechanical properties that are quite astounding.
I wanted to see whether or not water could crystallize my thoughts in ice.
Water responds to different words. To thank you in Japanese and youthful, whether the words is negative or positive, makes huge difference at the molecular level.
I once asked water if it knew my name, and as it froze, it designed a VA, exactly linked in the way that I link my initials. I've since repeated that twice and seen the same result.
Structured phases, liquid crystalline phases of water, responsiveness to human emotion.
Something in water is probably an answer to a question we don't even know what that question is yet.
Yes, that's so profound. Amazing. Did you get inspired by Masaru Emoto's research about water?
Yeah, that was one aspect. I met with him when I did the Invocation, my first movie in Japan.
Oh, cool.
So he was still alive at that time and he was included in it. But the movie is more than just studying this, which, by the way, it's a study that, it's not so convincing at the end because it takes really many experiment to end up with the conclusion he ended up. So again, it's an interesting path, but it's not the only path to understand water. So I made sure to include it, but not only that. It's really the movie about water is on many other layers of observation, whether it's political, economical, environmental. So we are really widening the spectrum beyond just the study of crystal water.
Yes, yes. And there's such a deep spiritual aspect of water too. When we send it love, then it changes the crystalline structure, the molecular structure. And then also just the history. I mean, baptism and, in the Bible, the spreading of water, so Jesus walking on water, makes me think, gosh, well, maybe there was something to that in cleansing our spirit.
Well, yeah, again, I mean, we are made 70% of our body is made of water. The planet is 70% made of water. So there is obviously an organic relationship, visible and visible and invisible with water. But again, as with anything else, again, oneness is realizing that we are one big ensemble of molecules. So that includes water, that includes air, that includes woods, that include plants, that includes everything. There is no separation. We are raised in this weird mentality of me, myself, and I, and it's disgusting because it's really me, myself, and we. I am because we are. Once you realize that, that's it. There is no more separation. There is no more division. There is no more competition. It's all here to be beautiful and in harmony and in dancing. So let's dance, guys.
Yes. One of our Humanity Stream Plus providers is Karen Noe, and she has a book called We Consciousness. So it makes me think of that. So that's amazing. Can you share a little bit about the process of creating a documentary and such an inspiring one?
Yeah, it's like everything you create, whether it's pottery or it's a pizza or it's a movie. It's the same process. It's about envisioning what you want to really do and then putting yourself into action. And so let's say that I want to do a movie on water. Well, okay, let's get online and let's see what has been done before and who are the people talking about water and finding them. And then at the same time, obviously, you need resources, meaning money. So you reach out to your friends, you reach out within your own bank account, you reach out to grants, to organizations that are involved with water. And little by little, you build it. If you start building, eventually you end up with a house. So it's about going beyond the fear and the doubt that you can't do it, because again, the word no and can't don't exist but in the jail of your mind. And so again, you just get out of your mind jail and you start building it. And it's not brain surgery. It's not difficult. It's just work, it's time, and it's passion, and it's commitment, it's discipline, and that's it. It's very not complicated. So you can do it. If a moron like me can do it, you can do it.
Oh, stop. You can't call yourself that on our conscious.
No, but I
platform.
think
I'm
we
teasing you.
all, no, but I think we are all super intelligent and we are all super idiots. You know, it depends of the moment, it depends of the time of the day. You know, you can't
Yeah.
put yourself always on a pedestal. You have to laugh at yourself sometimes. You have to you have to be as a mad genius as a humble servant. You know, I think that's a balance of life. I think that's another subject of study I'm going to do next after the documentary I'm doing right now about men. I'm going to do a study of genius. And if you look at,
I love that.
If you look at, it's called the madness of genius. And if you look at genius, you know, whether you have a Trump, Elon Musk, Putin, and Einstein, all these people are fantastically genius, but they are mad. They are medically mad. So what creates geniuses? Really, it's that brain that's so screwed up that it creates things that you and I cannot think about. But then what are the consequences of that genius? They are terrifying. You know, Einstein is at the origin of the atomic bomb. That's terrifying to me. Trump, we don't even know what. Look at Napoleon, Hitler, the pharaohs, the Romans. You know, they created incredible things, and at the same time, they were the most destructive force we ever had in the world so far. So where does it stop? How can we stop genius from destroying our world, and how can we maybe turn genius into something profoundly kind and divine? Sure, but that's a question we have to ask, and it's a study we have to study.
Yes. And I'm really interested in your movie about men. Is that connecting to their divine masculine? Is it a spiritual or
So I did a movie some 15 years ago called Femme, Women Healing the World, and it's on the
Yes.
on the platform of Humanity Plus. And really, that's a companion movie to that. I think that today men are let down. You know, we are not a case study anymore. We are not supported by any group. We have no help. So we are in profound existentialist crisis, and that's why we have so many serial killers, terrorists, rapists, pedophiles, president who think they are God. You know, we have insane men right now, a lot of them. You know, not to say that women are not following in our path, which is very sad. And I'm an anger management specialist, so I can talk in knowledge about that, where we sadly see more and more women becoming insane, losing it, snapping, cracking. But men are still the focus of all the evil of the world. So it's a study about that. It's what defines a man today. What is a man anyway? How can we better ourselves? And that has never been done because, again, we have no support group. We have no focus on men. We let men ruin the world right now and rule, conquer, and destroy the world. Look at all the men, what they're doing. Trump, Putin, Xi Jinping, and the list go on. Really? Are we going to let them do that?
Well, and you have 3 sons, so what an inspiration. And I have a son. He's going to be turning 13, and I want to show him this movie as well as Femme. So it's, yes. So, Jim, can we play that clip, that 3rd clip on Femme, this movie?
Patriarchy is harder on little boys as far as making it impossible for many boys in many countries to ever become whole people.
And one of the qualities of the universal human is wholeness. So I see as a woman that I would balance my feminine with my masculine. And the man would balance his masculine with his feminine.
What leadership is calling for now is a whole integrated individual that comes from the heart and the soul and knows that even if in this moment it doesn't look logical, I feel and I know that it is better for our society than what we've been doing so far. For a man to drop down into that heart space and then even lower, drop down into his core wisdom center is a brilliant moment in his life. When that happens, it's tremendous power, much more powerful than any forceful thing he had ever attempted prior to that.
To me, it's like the most manly thing to allow for yourself to acknowledge vulnerability. That's the sign of true power of a leader. Gandhi, nonviolence, compassion, very feminine energy. Well, you know, he was a really good example of balance and very masculine.
There are so many men in this world who are willing to tap in to the feminine aspect without it denying the masculine, knowing that it completes the whole. Once I can come to terms with that balance of both of those entities, then when I look out into the world, I can start to work more proactively in supporting the men rather than judging or trying to emasculate.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because I felt like the women were so supportive of men having that balance of the feminine in their lives and how they can be strong leaders by being in their feminine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's again, you know, men and women, it's about the harmony, the balance. How do we evolve together? You know, it's
Yeah.
again, it's oneness, same thing.
Yeah. And so, do you feel that women can help create peace and heal the world?
Well, yeah, but again, it's men and women creating and healing the world. You know, it's not one gender versus the other.
Okay.
It's about realizing how we are complementary to each other. You know, it's not about compatibility only, but it's about complementarity. How do I make you feel whole, and vice versa? How do I enhance the being that you are, and vice versa? You know, I mean, for me, relationship is about three circle of life. I always, and circle because what goes around comes around. It needs to circulate between two individuals. It's a circle of the spirit. The breath is spirit too. So how do we trigger each other mind, intelligence, love, compassion, and so on? It's a circle of the body, the dance of the molecules. It's not only about sex, it's about really being in harmony with each other molecules. And then it's a circle of fate and destiny, how these two bodies combine and create something that evolve and transcend and move on and go forward. And that's what creates a perfect relationship. And it's all about that in a personal relationship, but at work and in the world. If we will focus on triggering each other, intelligence, genius, divine, and molecules, and realizing we have all interest to build a better world together, then we will have a better world. But right now, we are again in that mentality of me, myself, and I. We have the illusion that every man and woman is an island. There is no island. Even an island is connected by a body of water. So that doesn't exist. Everything is one. You know, there is no center of the universe. Everything is the center of the universe. So again, realize we're all there to serve each other, to be of service to each other, to be the healer, the savior of each other. If you keep thinking this way, then we will have a better world. But if you keep thinking me, myself, and I, we will keep having this disastrous situation we are in. I mean, 2/3 of humanity is living below the level of poverty. Is that tolerable? I don't think so.
So, what is your vision of the world that we can leave our children?
It's already there. You know, we created the Society of the Nation, the UN, after the Second World War, thinking, oh, okay, finally we're going to have a united world. So it's right there. The model is right there, but the model is not respected. It's not implemented. It's not into action. We are laughing at the UN. The UN has become obsolete. It's a dead dead structure. It's a dead organization when really it should be alive and kicking. We should have really all the leaders of the world constantly via Zoom, like right now, being united every morning and saying, hey, look, I'm missing water. Do you have some water for me? Hey, I'm missing gas. Do you have some gas for me? Hey, I'm missing food. Do you have some food for me? We have everything. We have an abundance of resources, an abundance of money, an abundance of intelligence, an abundance of love, but nobody is managing that. Everybody is ruling by dividing, by taking, by raping the world. This is insane to me. We are in an asylum right now. We are living in an asylum. Please, people, wake up, run for office. Build an hospital, not an asylum. Refuse to live in an asylum. So again, I'm inviting everybody to revolutionize the world. That's it. We need to wake up. We need to unite. You need to run for office. You need to move this moron out of the asylum and build a beautiful hospital where we heal people, where we build life instead of destroying life. Right now, we are destroying life day after day. I'm tired of that.
Not everyone, though. That's what we're here to help.
Yeah, but we are too few of us. So and at the same time we are legion, but legion that are asleep. We are just listening to this conversation. So after listening to this conversation, please show me you're going to be part of the action and of the solution, and run for office, please.
Okay. Well, I want to get back to your films. How do your films inspire peace in others?
By what I just said, that they show the way. They show that you are the solution. Our movies are not preaching in any sense. They are just reporting what's there. They are showing you all the solution, all the tools, and they are showing you it's accessible, it's doable. It's a question of will. Where there is a will, there is a way. So I hope your will is to create peace, become the change you want to see in the world, as we always say.
Yes,
you are part of the change. You are the change. Don't wait for the change to come. Become it. So it's a wake-up call. That's what my movies are about. It's waking you up and forcing you to become peace in action. Forcing you, spanking you gently on the butt to say enough, don't be lazy, don't be passive, you need to be active, you need to be proactive, you need to change the world. It's your time now.
Well, and I also think that you're making a huge difference with your films that are so inspiring and enlightening. So I do feel like that is making a huge impact on people. And I'd like to play another clip from your film, We the People, the Re-Evolution of Politics and Economics. And you asked the question, is our political system and our economy helping or hurting? So can we play that clip?
You've been kept down.
War, violence, injustice, poverty.
You've been pushed around.
Politics, economics, and religions are failing to raise the human condition so that all people have the basics of food, clothing, and shelter, let alone access to health care, education, and opportunity to thrive.
Who's making your decisions? You or your religion? Your government, your countries? Your patriotic junkies? Where's the revolution?
I would say that the main thrust of the economic commandments in the Torah is to keep economic domination from flowing over into social domination. And one of the very basic principles of the Torah is that everyone is equal.
As an Earth family, we are equal to all other beings on this planet. And all human beings are equal when it comes to the basics of our human condition. Our food, our water, our freedom, our consciousness, our health, our education.
Well, maybe in the eyes of God, everyone is equal, but history has proven that those with economic might tend to be the bully on the block, redirecting the engines of economics to their advantage at all turns.
Democracy has been hijacked as an extension of money-making. No one does politics today to serve people and represent the will of people.
Estamos en una situación en la cual podemos hablar de una crisis civilizatoria en el sentido de que el actual sistema mundial, por un lado, genera un daño muy serio al medio ambiente y por otro lado tiene la incapacidad de generar los empleos que la sociedad y la población mundial necesita.
Yes. Thank you for that, showing that movie. And how did you like making that movie, We the People?
Like every other movie, it was very enlightening and fascinating to travel around the world and meet all of this amazing soul that you saw in this movie, and trying to understand how politics is not implemented right now. We don't have politics in our society. We don't have economics in our society. Politics is politics for the society. Economics is economy management of the resources. We don't have that. What we have is gangsterism. It's criminals raping our world. We don't have economics and politics in place right now. It's terrible what we have. We have a bunch of mobsters, just raping us again. It's terrible what we have. So that's why I'm urging you to get involved at any level you can. Again, it's your school, it's your church, it's your city, it's your country, whatever you can. You really need to be part of the change, because if not, you will wake up one morning and it will be a world that's going to look like a mix between Mad Max and Zombieland. And if you don't see it, you are blind. It's right there in front of you. So again, we are legends of you and I thinking this way, but we are very few doing the work. So we need more people doing the work. Again, running for office, taking back our beautiful world that little by little is taken in hostage. We are all becoming the hostage of all these criminals, and that's intolerable. And if you tolerate it, you will be the next slave. You will be really living in a Big Brother type of world. And it's right there. I mean, you see it. Look what's going on between Trump, Putin, Xi Jinping, Elon Musk, with AI and Starlink. Can't you see it? Are you that blind? Are you in denial? Wake up, people. It's urgent.
Well, set yourself free and watch Emmanuel's movies on Stream Plus. They will inspire you. And just from a personal standpoint, how do you manage your business and your family life?
It's insanity. My life is insane. You really don't want to be me. I mean, it's very tough to at the same time make a living, be a single dad raising 3 kids, 10, 12, and 19. Trying to cover the cost of life, which is insane in Santa Barbara. It's really, really, really tough. But I do it, but it's really, really, really tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you have another movie, The Cure, and this is talking about creating peace through healing. And this discusses what we can do to feel empowered to take charge of our health. Can we play that clip, Jim?
In spite of all our advancements, disease seems rampant. Cancers of every organ, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, autoimmune diseases. What's going on?
Well, first of all, we're living longer. Our ancestors lived until 25, 30 years of age, so they didn't live long enough for the kinds of processes that develop in us.
We have a lot more methods of detecting and treating various diseases, and so we have more awareness of them.
De tout temps, il y a eu ce genre de problème, mais la médecine était incompétente pour faire un diagnostic.
There's plenty of studies that clearly show that in certain countries or certain parts of the world, certain diseases were never present until we actually started introducing Western lifestyle and food.
People become addicted to watching repetitive cycles of trauma. All of that is very bad for one's health.
We wonder, why are we sick? What are we putting in our bodies? Emotionally and literally, what food do we bring to this temple?
El cuerpo físico, el cuerpo mental, el cuerpo emocional y el cuerpo espiritual, y que la salud solamente se podría lograr a partir de una integración de todos estos cuerpos.
The earth is my body, and my mind is also part of the energy and information fields of the universe.
We are, as I said, a homo communis, cosmic self, as well as an ego self, a separate self. And these things have to be harmonized.
Spirituality and science should join together.
There's a revolution in healing happening.
The new medicine is information medicine, is energy medicine.
The alternative influences that have come to the West, I think, are influencing classical medicine.
People are already using quantum healing.
You can change patterns of disease. It's actually a context or template that people hold in their consciousness.
If you can heal with your thoughts and with your hands, your world just changes. It will never be the same.
That is so inspiring and near and dear to my heart as I healed myself of cancer. Well, any inspiring thoughts to share as we end today, Emmanuel?
Oops, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Any last thoughts, inspiring thoughts to share as we end today?
Well, as I always said, it's time to stop being in denial. It's time to stop being lazy. It's time to wake up. It's time to unite. It's time to march. I think we are in a very, very critical time, whether you live in the US or anywhere in the world. You can see that we are on the edge of the precipice right now. There is no turning back. So please, people, just be passionate, be committed, and become peace in action. These were the last 3 words that Sharon Stone created for the conclusion of her movie, The Invocation, the one about God. She says, become peace in action. And I think that's a time right now. We need to see action. Action of love, action of compassion, action of unity, action to really save our world, because our world is being lost right now. So there is time, but seize the moment. The moment is now, definitely. So it's an urgent call for action.
Well, thank you, Emmanuel, for joining me today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for Creating Peace, One Documentary at a Time with Emmanuel Itier. His films, H2O, The Intelligence of Water, We the People, Guns, Bombs, and War, A Love Story, The Cure, The Invocation, and Femme, Women Healing the World, are available now on the Stream Plus platform. Join Stream Plus now and gain immediate access to these incredible movies and hundreds of other spiritual teachers and programs. We're proud to say that Humanity Stream Plus is the largest global streaming platform for consciousness-raising masterclasses and transformational education. We are a nonprofit and also give back with our One for One program. I wanted to thank Steve Farrell, Dee Meyer, and the production team, Jim Gray, Garth Catterall, Andy Gutsky, Karen Weiser, Nanette Kennedy, Eva Lee, and the rest of Humanity's team. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Much love.